In the sun-drenched city of St. Petersburg, a shadow fell. One moment, a young life was present, the next, a void. What begins as a whisper of concern can often spiral into a chilling unknown. This is the story of Miranda Corsette, a teenager who vanished, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a growing sense of unease. What happened in the days leading up to her disappearance on February 24, 2025? What secrets lay hidden beneath the surface of this seemingly tranquil community? Join us as we delve into the perplexing case of a missing girl, a mystery that would ultimately reveal a truth far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. The first ripple of concern spread on February 24, 2025, when Miranda Corsette was reported missing. For her family and friends, the sudden absence was unsettling. Where had she gone? Was she safe? The initial hours were filled with frantic phone calls and hopeful searches, clinging to the possibility of a simple explanation, a friend's house, a spontaneous outing. But as time stretched on, a gnawing fear began to take hold. This wasn't typical. Something felt wrong. Miranda Corsette was a 16-year-old on the cusp of adulthood, navigating the complexities of teenage life. By those who knew her, she was described as someone with dreams and aspirations. Her life, like any teenager's, was a tapestry of school, friendships, and the quiet hopes for the future. While her life may have appeared typical on the surface, were there undercurrents unnoticed? Were there shadows lurking at the edges of her world that might hold a clue to her disappearance? These were the questions that investigators would soon be forced to confront as the initial search yielded no easy answers. As the days passed without any sign of Miranda Corsette, the focus of the investigation began to narrow. Whispers started to circulate, casting a shadow of suspicion. The name of Stephen Gress began to surface. Who was this individual, and what connection did he have to the missing teenager? Reports described Stephen Gress as a 35-year-old man. His presence in Miranda Corsette's life became a central point of inquiry. The relationship between Miranda Corsette and Stephen Gress was complex, the details of which would slowly begin to unravel. What started as a connection, perhaps seemingly innocent, allegedly took a sinister turn. As investigators delved deeper, they began to uncover a disturbing timeline, a potential web of deceit and control that pointed towards a far darker scenario than a simple disappearance. As the investigation deepened, another figure emerged, allegedly intertwined with the horrific events: Michelle Brandis, a co-defendant of Stephen Gress. Her alleged role in the tragedy adds another layer of chilling complexity to the mystery. What was her connection to Stephen Gress and Miranda Corsette? What did she allegedly know, and what actions did she allegedly take or fail to take that led to her involvement in this case? The warrant would later reveal the disturbing allegations against Michelle Brandis. Reportedly, she was aware of the abuse and torture allegedly being inflicted upon Miranda Corsette. The specifics of her alleged involvement are outlined in the legal documents, suggesting a potential complicity or failure to act that implicates her in the tragic outcome. Her alleged connection to Stephen Gress and her knowledge of the events became a crucial part of unraveling the full horror of this case. Days turned into a week, and the mystery surrounding Miranda Corsette's disappearance deepened. The St. Petersburg Police Department intensified their search efforts, following every lead, no matter how tenuous. The community held its breath, hoping for a sign, a clue that would bring her home. But the answers remained elusive, shrouded in a growing sense of dread. Each passing hour amplified the fear that something terrible had happened. Investigators meticulously pieced together timelines, interviewed potential witnesses, and analyzed any available evidence. Yet, the crucial breakthrough remained out of reach. The silence surrounding Miranda Corsette's whereabouts was deafening, fueling speculation and intensifying the anguish of those who knew and loved her. The mystery lingered, casting a dark cloud over the search. The carefully constructed mystery began to shatter with the emergence of horrifying details. The warrant unveiled a chilling narrative of alleged captivity and brutal torture inflicted upon Miranda Corsette, allegedly at the hands of Stephen Gress. The days following her disappearance were not a blank space but allegedly a period of unimaginable suffering. The allegations that Stephen Gress held her against her will and subjected her to horrific abuse painted a picture far beyond the initial fears of a simple missing person case. Perhaps the most disturbing element of this unfolding truth was the alleged communication between Stephen Gress and Branda's mother. The claim that Stephen Gress sent photos and videos documenting the abuse is a chilling testament to the alleged cruelty and a disturbing attempt to involve another in this horrific act. This revelation shattered any remaining illusions of a simple mystery, revealing a brutal and calculated crime. The horrifying truth led to swift action by law enforcement. Stephen Gress was apprehended and charged with first-degree murder and kidnapping. The alleged details outlined in the warrant provided a grim explanation for Miranda Corsette's disappearance, a truth far more tragic and brutal than anyone had initially conceived. Alongside Stephen Gress, Michelle Brandis was also arrested and faces the same grave charges, first-degree murder and kidnapping. Their alleged involvement as co-defendants highlights the potential network of responsibility in this devastating crime. The mystery of Miranda Corsette's disappearance was solved, revealing a horrifying reality involving more than one individual accused of the ultimate crime. The revelation of Miranda Corsette's fate sent waves of grief and outrage through St. Petersburg and beyond. The community mourned the loss of a young life, a life stolen in such a brutal and senseless way. Vigils were held, offering a space for collective grief and a demand for justice. The echoes of this tragedy would undoubtedly linger, prompting difficult conversations about the safety of vulnerable individuals and the responsibility of those around them. As the legal process unfolds, the focus shifts to seeking justice for Miranda Corsette. The details of this case serve as a stark reminder of the darkness that can exist and the importance of vigilance and intervention to protect those who are most vulnerable. The initial mystery of a missing girl has been replaced by the devastating reality of a horrific crime involving alleged actions by both Stephen Gress and Michelle Brandis. While the mystery of Miranda Corsette's disappearance has been tragically solved, some questions may forever linger. What were the full motivations behind such alleged cruelty? What could have been done differently to prevent this devastating loss? The answers may remain elusive, lost in the shadows of this horrific event. The story of Miranda Corsette serves as a chilling reminder that darkness can lurk beneath the surface of the ordinary. Let her memory be a call to vigilance, to awareness, and to action. If you suspect abuse, please don't remain silent. The answers to some mysteries are horrifying, but silence can be even more deadly. May Miranda Corsette's story never be forgotten.